Good morning friends. Welcome to Diamond Group of Colleges online classes. In the last class we discussed about the calculation of lattice points. Now we are going to take the very important topic, the classification of primitive unit cells. Classification of primitive unit cells. So here the classification of primitive unit cells. Actually, what is the primitive unit cell? Means it is the simple cube. So the primitive unit cell is also known as a simple cube. That means each and every corner we got the atoms, but the lattice point. So in the primitive unit cell, each and every corner is carries the lattice points. That unit cell is called as the primitive unit cell. Here the primitive unit cells are classified into 7 types based on the parameters. Already we discussed about the parameters of the unit cell. What are they? Simply the axial lengths A, B, C, and axial angles alpha, beta, gamma. So we already discussed the parameters of the unit cell in the previous classes as A, B, C, alpha, beta, and gamma. Now, based on the parameters, the unit cells are classified into total 7 types. It is a very important topic for NEET, GMAINS, CET also. Now, the first one, crystal system, or it is also taken as the unit cell. Next column, the axial length. Next column, axial angle. Next is the possible type of unit cell. Now, the first one belongs to cubic unit cell. Second one belongs to tetragonal unit cell. The third one, orthorhombic. Fourth one, hexagonal. The fifth one, trigonal. The sixth one, monoclinic unit cell. The last and final one, triclinic unit cell. So actually the primitive unit cells are classified into 7 types based on the parameters. So simply the axial length A, B, C. So here the axial length belongs to the A, B, C. A, B and C. And here the axial angles belongs to alpha, beta and gamma. So here alpha, beta and gamma. So based on the axial lengths and axial angles, the 7 types of crystals are formed. So now what are the axial angles for the cubic unit cell? Here the A, B and C. Already we discussed earlier in the classes. So it is a unit cell. So along the x-axis, the length of the unit cell is taken as the small a centimeters, and along the y-axis, the length belongs to small b centimeters, and along the z-axis, we got a small c centimeters. Small c centimeters. Now the angle to the opposite of length A is belongs to the alpha. The angle to the opposite for the length B is belongs to the beta. The opposite to the C belongs to the gamma. These are the lengths and angles for the unit cell. Now here, based on the parameters, simply now what are the axial lengths for the cubic unit cell? That means the A is equal to B is equal to C. Remember, each and every length is same in each and every direction. That belongs to the cubic unit cell. Simply the cubic means already we got the Rubik cube. So here the Rubik cube is having the same length, same breadth and the same height also. That's right. So the Rubik cube already we got one of the toys. So along the Rubik cube. So the Rubik cube, if you observe the Rubik cube, for that Rubik cube we got the length is equal to breadth is equal to the height. The length, breadth, height, all the three are equal, then that is called as the cubic unit cell. Next comes the tetragonal. So here in the tetragonal, the length is equal to breadth, but it is not equal to the height. Here in the tetragonal unit cell, the length is equal to breadth, but the height is different. Next, the third one, orthorhombic. Here the length is not equal to breadth is not equal to the height. So A not equal to B and not equal to C. So here in the first case, all the lengths are equal. In the second case, only two lengths are equal. Length is equal to breadth, but the height is different. In the third one, all the lengths are different. The length is different from the breadth, and the breadth is different from the height. That's right. Here next, so the three are over. Next come the last two. So here the monoclinic. Here the A not equal to B and not equal to C. Here the triclinic. Again same thing. A not equal to B and not equal to C. So here out of seven, the five are written. So A equal to B is equal to C. A second one, A is equal to B but not equal to C. Again in the third one, all are not equal. Again from the last two we got the same thing as the third one, nothing but orthorhombic. So as is anama, this means orthorhombic. Orthorhombic has a same dimensions as well as the monoclinic and triclinic. Now come to the hexagonal and trigonal. Now here already we got the numbers 1, 2, 3 up to 7. Here the 1 is a similar to that of the 7. 1 is a similar to that of the 5. And the 2 is a similar to that of the 4. That means in the second case we got the A is equal to B not equal to C. Whereas in the fourth case the hexagonal has a same dimensions as the tetragonal. So the hexagonal and tetragonal are having a same dimensions. This means hexagonal belongs to the A is equal to B, again not equal to C. Whereas in the last case, but the fifth case, here the cubic has a equal to b equal to c. In the same way, the trigonal follows a same like this. So the trigonal carries a is equal to b is equal to c. So these are the total axial length for the 7 cubic meters. So here one indication 1 in 5. So these two are same. 2 and 4, these two are having same axial lengths. So here 1, if you observe these 1 and 5 belongs to the odd numbers, and 2 and 4 belongs to the even number. So odd number is same for the odd number, even number is same for the even number, belongs to the total axial lengths for the 7 types of unit cells. For the axial angles. So for cubic unit cell, the alpha, beta and gamma, all are equal, belongs to alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma, that is equal to 90 degrees. But each and every angle in between the two axial lengths is 90 degrees. The angle between each and every axial length in between x-axis and y-axis, the angle belongs to 90 degrees. In between y-axis and z-axis, the angle belongs to 90 degrees. In between the z-axis and x-axis belongs to 90 degrees. Then that is called as the cubic unit cell. So each and every axis, so it is along the axis. So x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So here the angle between x and y belongs to 90 and y and z belongs to 90, whereas x and z belongs to 90. Then that unit cell belongs to the cubic unit cell. Already we are going to the Rubik cubic, each and every angle belongs to 90 degrees only, 90 degrees only. Here alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. Next, the same way, the next two unit cells also having the same angles. That means alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. Again, the third one also same thing. Alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. So the first three are having the same dimensions. So here alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees for the first three unit cells. Now come to the last one. So here the last one, what's it? The triclinic unit cell. So in the triclinic unit cell, the length is different from the breadth is different from the height. Remember, each and every length is different. Then what about the angles? So here alpha is not equal to beta and is not equal to gamma and is not equal to 90 degrees. What's meaning? Here alpha is not equal to beta, not equal to gamma, not equal to 90. So here the three angles are different, and that is also not equal to the 90 degrees. Here each and every angle is different, each and every angle is different, and it is does not equal to the 90 degrees. That belongs to the triclinic. Next, so how many are left? Only three are left. So the fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one. Already in the earlier we discussed about the 1 and 5. So here in the axial length 1 is similar to that of the 5. A equal to B equal to C, A equal to B equal to C. So here also in the axial angles also all are both are same, but a small difference is there. So here alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma. But here it is equal to in the cubic unit cell. Let comparing the cubic and the fifth one trigonal. Cubic and trigonal. So the cubic is having a alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. In the trigonal, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma, but it is not equal to 90 degrees. That is the only difference. So here A equal to B equal to C, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma, whereas it is not equal to 90 degrees. Then that unit cell is called as a trigonal unit cell. Now come to the remaining two. Only two are left. What are they? One is a hexagonal or and the second one is a monoclinic. Now what about the hexagonal? So here we left only two unit cells. Here in the only the two angles are equal. We left only two unit cells. Here the two angles are equal in both the cases. So here in hexagonal alpha is equal to beta. That is equal to 90 degrees, whereas the gamma is equal to 120 degrees. Here the remaining the two angles are equal, the third one is different. So here what are they? So alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90 degrees, whereas the gamma is equal to 120 degrees. What about the monoclinic? Here alpha is equal to gamma, that is equal to 90 degrees, whereas the remaining beta is not equal to 90 degrees. It's about the total axial lengths and axial angles for the seven kinds of crystal units or unit cells. Okay, remember this one? So it is a simple thing. So first cubic, tetragonal, orthonomic, hexagonal, trigonal, monoclinic, and triclinic. Here the triclinic is also called as another name which belongs to the rhombohedral. The triclinic is also called as a rhombohedral. What's that? Rhombohedral. Rhombohedral. So the triclinic, the trigonal is also called as a rhombohedral. So it is the seven types of the cells. Now, what about the possible type of unit cells? The possible type of unit cells. Already we discussed in the earlier classes. The unit cell is classified into two types. What are they? The first one, primitive unit cell. The second one is a centered unit cells. Primitive and centered. Again, the centered are again classified into three types. What are they? The first one, BCC. Next, second one, FCC. Third one, ECC. Already we discussed earlier. So here the unit cell is classified mainly into two types. The first one is a primitive unit cell. The second one is a centered unit cell. Next, here the central unit cells are classified into three types: BCC, FCC, and ECC. BCC, FCC, and ECC. Here again, the cubic unit cell is classified into three possible type of unit cells. So here the possible type of unit cells. So based on the unit cells, primitive, BCC, FCC, and ECC again classified into different form. So here the cubic having three types of arrangements belongs to the three. The possible type of arrangements. So what are they? The first one is a primitive. Second one is a BCC, body centered cubic unit cell. Third one is a FCC, belongs to the face centered cubic unit cell. Next, here in the same way, the remaining having the possible type of unit cells are here. First one is 3, here 2, 4, 1, 1, 2, 1. So 3, 2, 4, double 1, 2, 1 are the possible type of unit cells. Here 3 means the first one primitive, second one BCC, third one FCC. Here the 2 means the first one primitive, second one BCC. Next 4. Remember the 4 will come under this the third case belongs to the orthorhombic. So the fourth one primitive, next BCC, next FCC, next ECC. So P means primitive unit cell. So P means primitive unit cell. Next BCC, body centered cubic unit cell. FCC, face centered cubic unit cell. ECC, end centered cubic unit cell. Next, only one. Then among the primitive only. Only one. Again, in primitive only. Next, the second one belongs to the primitive as well as the last one ECC and centered. The first one only one belongs to the first one primitive unit cell. Here if we added the total possible type of unit cells 3, 2, 4, 1, 1, 2, 1, we can get the total 14 type of unit cells. These are called as the Bravais unit cells. There is a 14 type of possible type of unit cells that belongs to the Bravais unit cells. Bravais lattices. So the total, how many Bravais lattices are there? Means the total 14 Bravais lattices. So it is the classification of primitive units. Now, so it is a very important topic for the name, Gmains, and seed. So from this topic, how the question set comes in the name, Gmains, and seed. So here, if the unit cell is having A is equal to B is equal to C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is not equal to 90 degrees, then which type of unit cell is this? If the unit cell is having the axial length A is equal to B is equal to C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is not equal to 90, then which type of unit cell is this? Is the question. So here we are पर देखे तो here in the fifth case A is equal to B is equal to C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is not equal to 90 degrees. That's right. This belongs to what's that? The trigonal, or it's also called as the rhombohedral. So here trigonal or a rhombohedral is the answer. So here the answer. Trigonal or a rhombohedral. Next, question number 2. Here, what is the most symmetrical? What is the most symmetrical unit cell? What is the most symmetrical unit cell? So the symmetry. So among all these, the symmetry is very fine for the cubic unit cell, because each and every length is the same and each and every angle is the same. That's right. The most symmetrical unit cell belongs to what's that? Belongs to the cubic unit cell. Next, question number 3. So here, what is the most unsymmetrical unit cell? What's that? So here, the cubic is having all are equal. Length is equal to breadth is equal to height, and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is all are equal to 90 degrees. So belongs to the most symmetrical unit cell. Now come to the most unsymmetrical unit cell. Means so quite opposite to that of the cubic unit cell. Remember, A is not equal to B, not equal to C, and alpha not equal to beta, not equal to gamma, not equal to 90. So what is the unit cell? Simply the last one, triclinic. So quite opposite axial lengths and quite opposite axial angles belongs to the triclinic. That's right. The triclinic is having A not equal to B, not equal to C, and alpha not equal to beta, not equal to gamma, not equal to 90 degrees. That's right. It is one of the most unsymmetrical unit cell belongs to the triclinic. Now, come to question number 3. Question number 4. Here, a unit cell is having the axial lengths A not equal to B, not equal to C, and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. What's that? So here A not equal to B, not equal to C, and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. Simply it belongs to the answer. What's that? The orthorhombic. Orthorhombic. Simply the A is not equal to B, not equal to C. Now see the step. So here here is the length, and here is the breadth, here is the height. So the A is not equal to B. Length is different from breadth, and the breadth is different from the height. So if A is if we taken, it is different from the breadth, and again it is different from the height. Right? A not equal to B, not equal to C. And each and every angle. So in between these two we got an angle 90 degrees. In between these two we got a 90 degrees. In between these two we got a 90 degrees. That's right. So A not equal to B, not equal to C, and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. Belongs to the orthorhombic. So what is which type of unit cell belongs to the matchbox? This question was given so in so many times in the competitive exams. So which type of unit cell is the matchbox? Matchbox belongs to which type of unit cell? Means what's it? The same primitive belongs to the orthogonal. If you observe the matchbox, this bit comes in nearly 4 to 5 times in the competitive exams. So which type of unit cell is belongs to matchbox? Belongs to orthorhombic. Orthorhombic. Each and every side is different. Length is different from breadth and the breadth is different from the height. Fine. So here the matchbox belongs to the orthorhombic. Next, question number 5. Is somewhat different. Yet the units are having the axial lengths. Axial length. That is 5.2 centimeters, comma 3.2 centimeters, comma 5.2 centimeters, and then alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90. Then which type of unit cell is it? So what is the answer? What's the meaning here? So here 5.2 centimeters, 3.2 centimeters, 5.2 centimeters. But here the 5.2 centimeters, 5.2 centimeters. But the two axial lengths are equal. What's that? So here the 5.2 centimeter, 5.2 centimeter. So here the two axial lengths are equal. So here two axial lengths are equal, and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90. So here what's the condition here? Where it is? So two axial, but alpha, beta, gamma is equal to 90 degrees. So this is the next. The two axial lengths are equal. Belongs to A is equal to B. So the third one is different. So the example belongs to the tetragonal. So what's the answer? The tetragonal. So it is about the total. The classification of primitive unit cells. So it is the total table and the question set now this topic. The topic is next. I go to the next topic. Belongs to the three-dimensional structures. The closed packing systems. Next we go for the closed packing. Closed packing systems are the closed packing structures. So actually the closed packing systems are the closed packing structures are of three types. These are of three types. The first one dimensional system. One-dimensional system. Next, the second one belongs to belongs to the two-dimensional system. Simply belongs to the 2D. And here the third one belongs to the three-dimensional system. Belongs to the 3D. So here the topic is closed packing systems or closed packing structures. Closed packing systems or closed packing structures. So these are classified into three types. The first one is a one-dimensional system. Second one, two-dimensional system. Simply 2D. The third one, three-dimensional system. Simply 3D. Now we discuss about it the one thing. So let's make here so here one dimensional system. So here only the atoms are arranged in only one direction. So here there is no second direction. Only the atoms are arranged in only one direction. So it is called as the one D system. One D system. So here in one D system, suppose we have taken one molecule. So it belongs to the A. Now A is touches to how many number of atoms here? So A touches to how many number of atoms here? Means it touches to this one, again this touches to this one. Nothing but here two atoms are touches to this A atom. Right? This is called as the coordination number. Coordination number. So what is the definition? What is the definition of the coordination number? So here, see here. So what is the coordination number definition? So here the total number of the total number of nearest neighbors, the total number of nearest neighbors of a particle, is known as a coordination number. So this means the total number of nearest neighbors, of a particle is known as the coordination number. So what do you mean? So if you consider any particle, any one atom, any one molecule, any one ion, then so for that atom or ion or molecule, the closest atoms, the nearest atoms are considered as the coordination number. The nearest neighbors means the nearest atom, the closest atoms to the particular chosen atom, ion or molecule is known as the coordination number. So here for this particular arrangement, the coordination number for this 1D system belongs to the coordination number belongs to the only 1 and 2. That's right. The coordination number for A, for atom A is equal to 2. So it belongs to the one-dimensional system. Next we go for the two-dimensional system. Two-dimensional system. Here, what is the coordination number? Once again, so coordination number means that the total number of nearest neighbors of a particle is called as the coordination number. The nearest atoms or nearest neighbors, nearest particles are called as the coordination number. So it is A. So for this, we got only the two molecules that get touched to that A. That's right. Here 1 and 2 belongs to the coordination number. Now come to the second one, two-dimensional system. Simply it is also called as a 2D. We got the 2D. Now here the two-dimensional system is classified into two types. The first one is the sphere closed packed system. In 2D, the 2D arrangements are of two types. The first one, sphere closed packed system. The second one is a hexagonal closed packed structure. Hexagonal closed packed structure. The 2D is a classified into two types. The first one is sphere closed packed system. Second one is a hexagonal closed packed system. Now here, if we want to take the two-dimensional system, compulsory we have to consider the one-dimensional system. So from one-dimensional system only we will get the 2D. So here, by using one-dimensional system, we can get the 2D. By using two-dimensional system, we can get the 3D. So, if you want 2D, we are using 1D. If we want a 3D, we have to use the 2D. Right? By using one-dimensional system, we have to get the two-dimensional system. So here, already we got the one-dimensional system. That's why here we have to take the one-dimensional system. It is 1D, so that's there. So let us take the 1D. So it is the 1D. Here also we have to take the 1D. So here 1D, one-dimensional system. So for the explanation of 2D, we have to use a one-dimensional system. That's right. Here the 2D, here also 2D. So by using 1D, the arrangement of the atoms are placed like this. So here is the atom. Now exactly above this atom, we have to place another atom. Exactly above. So the next atom exactly above the next atom. So exactly above. So this type of arrangement is known as the sphere closed pack. This type of arrangement is known as a sphere closed pack. So here if you see here, so the atoms are arranged exactly one over the other. So here, so it is the arrangement of the atoms. This type of arrangement can be seen in the shuttlecock. So in the barrel of shuttlecock, so in the barrel, the shuttlecocks are arranged in this particular way only. So the shuttle barrel is there. So this shuttle barrel is a shuttle barrel. So in this shuttle barrel, you have to take each and every shuttlecock like this. So belongs the, so it is the arrangement. This is known as a sphere closed pack. Now, what is the coordination number here? Coordination number for CN means the coordination number. CN means the coordination number. So the coordination number for the sphere closed pack system is how much? We have to just write. So here, suppose we have to choose this atom. So here is the atom. Now, how many atoms are get attached to that? So here, if we can choose this atom A, if you choose any atom, so here, how many atoms are get attached to this particular atom? And say, here is the one. It is touches to this particular atom. Next, it does not touches. It touches. Again, it does not touches. This touches. Next, third one. It does not touches. It touches. So here, for this particular atom A, the 1, 2, 3, 4 atoms are in contact, are in a touch. So these four number is belongs to the coordination number. So the coordination number for spare, close, packed system belongs to the fourth. Have it get? So here is a one atom that belongs to A. Now this atom is a contact in a how many atoms? That is taken as a coordination number. So this atom is in contact with 1, 2, 3, 4 only. But it does not in contact with this, and this. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4 is belongs to the coordination number. Now here this belongs to the A type of atom. A type of arrangement. That means here is the A and here is also A. Here is also A. Remember the type of arrangement. So the first one is similar to the second one. Second one is similar to the third one. First similar to second. Second similar to third. This belongs to repeated one. Right? A. A is a repeated here. This is a repeated here. Right? A. If you take this row is taken as A, then the same system is arranged in the second row. A. Again, the second one is arranged as same in the third row. Right? A type of arrangement. Next, take comes the hexagonal process. Completion of the today's topic. In the next class, we will discuss about a hexagonal closed pack system in 2D and 3D also. So here is the completion of the class. In the next class, we will discuss about a hexagonal closed pack and the three-dimensional systems. So it is the total topic for this class. Okay friends, this is the completion of the today's topic. In the next class, we will discuss about these two. So please watch the online videos daily. Stay home, stay safe. Have a nice day. Thank you.